Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Barely Filtered. This is part 2, talking to Shanna Pearson, our ADHD expert and coach. If you haven't already listened, go back to part 1. She gives lots of helpful insights about how you or someone you know with ADHD can help to improve their life. And I have a few more questions for her. And man, our conversation went, to be expected, a little all over the place, but we're going to pick back up with medication, ADHD, and why, some people who are taking medication doesn't really feel like their symptoms are improving. Can you tell us why that is and where do you come in?
So when you take medication, ADHD medication, the most common are the stimulants. Mm-hmm. And so now you're going to have more dopamine, which is great, which is exactly what your brain needs. However, my catchphrase for ADHD medication, and I think it's fantastic for a lot of people, but in terms of what everyone needs to know, is that the medication helps you focus. Mm-hmm. It doesn't help you focus on the right things.
Right. I feel like it helped me focus on where can I get more dopamine. Like it almost made me a fiend for
I have this mission.
Yeah. Nobody's going to get in the way. I was a very annoying person on ADHD medication to other people because I just wasn't, it was my way. No one was going to stop me from doing what I needed to do.
I love that you said that, and I love that you did that because that's exactly what it does. It's like this. It's like putting on invisible blinders, and all you can see is what's right in front of you, which means that you can be completely focused on your social media feed for 8 hours straight and get nothing done.
Totally.
But you're focused, right? But it also, when you're with your friends or your family, you're so hyper focused on what you need to say and what you need to do. It's almost like it makes it impossible to see outside of yourself, which is not great.
Yeah.
So that's why I really believe that people need skills and tools and, a whole design in terms of here's what I want, here's where I am, here's what I want in all of these different areas of my life, and here's how I'm going to do it, and then do it.
Okay. So whether or not you're on ADHD medication, if you have ADHD, you need coaching.
I think so. I mean, look at
you're a coach, so you're a little biased.
I'm a little bit biased, but honestly, oh my gosh, I would never in a billion years be doing this work after all this time.
Yeah.
There's no way. I couldn't stick with anything for more than a year and a half, ever. I would never be doing this work if it wasn't working.
Right. So what kind of...
That's the positive
stimulus. Do you have hacks, or is it not something that's that easy of a takeaway?
It's there's little takeaways, but our coaching program is a terrible business model because it's so individualized. Mm-hmm. And it really is. We don't have a product.
Okay.
We don't have a one size fits all.
Right.
It's we have one thing that we offer, and it's individualized performance coaching for people with ADHD or who think that they have ADHD. And your coaching sessions are going to be totally different than your sister's coaching sessions or your brother's, because he has ADHD also. Right.
Yeah.
So everyone's is different. And so that's why there's no one size fits all, and there's no person who's exactly the same. But the thing is that there's ways of doing things in general for people who have ADHD that work, that are different than what neurotypical people have to do.
Okay, so I wake up in the morning, I have ADHD. What's the first thing I should do?
Well, the first thing that you should do is not necessarily go on your phone. The first thing that you should do.
I'm already starting off my day on the wrong foot.
Exactly.
I can feel that that's not the right thing to do.
We all do that, right? And so I have this thing where it's one of the first things we do with our clients who just are coming in and they just don't know where to start. And it's called mood scheduling.
Okay.
So this is a big deal because we run with our moods. So you have you've got good times of your day and you've got bad times of your day. Mm-hmm. Just like we have good times of the month and bad times of the month, right? So we have you track your most productive, energized times of the day, whatever that is for you. And we also have you track your horrible times of the day where you practically get nothing done and you tend to just be in your own zone.
Okay.
And you get off track and you're just on your phone a lot, or just you're just feeling a little bit more depleted. And once we have that, we have you schedule your most difficult tasks at your highest energy times.
Okay.
And your easiest tasks at your lowest. And your easiest tasks when you've got no energy at your lowest energy times. And what that does, first of all, a lot of us do actually have our best energy times in the beginning part of the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of us also tend to use that time of day doing absolutely nothing valuable. So number one, it switches that because now you start your day doing at least taking one or two steps towards one thing that you're going to be accomplishing because you're in that zone with your energy. And just doing that, what you get done by the end of the week will go up like 5 times.
Wow.
I swear, just with that one thing, because now you're actually working with your own personal circadian rhythm.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and I can totally see how just having somebody to have to report that to would probably make all the difference to me. I mean,
like Aurora.
I know.
I can see what you're doing. Why are you texting me now? No.
I know. I think I need to do that. But I don't know. I feel like I've said to my boyfriend, like, okay, I don't want to scroll when I first wake up in the morning. I want to meditate because when I was meditating, I've gone through phases in my life where I've meditated for years and it was super helpful for me. Probably also just because because I was meditating, I wasn't on my phone first thing in the morning. Because I think people with ADHD, what will happen is I'll be on my phone and then something will catch me, like something that if I'm working on something or like if somebody texts me something then that's it for me. So it's almost like I'm not choosing where my day is going.
Right.
I'm picking up my phone and my phone is choosing where my day is going. You are in reaction
mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you were probably for a lot of your life in reaction mode.
Yeah. Okay, so I like that tip. So first thing, or find the times of day.
Just find your high energy times of day. Like actually be conscious of looking at that, even just for today.
Right.
If you have a viewer who's watching this and they're like, I'm not going to do that for 3 days because people with ADHD, 3 days seems like an eternity.
Right.
Do it just for today. Do it for tomorrow or one day. You know?
So how about people with ADHD? Should we be avoiding certain foods or any certain lifestyle activities?
A lot of people are gonna hate this, especially because there's candy in your workspace, and I love candy, and chocolate. But the thing is that processed sugar literally wreaks total havoc on the ADHD brain. And it's interesting because you'll feel fine afterwards. It's like that hit and you'll feel good. And you might even feel fine with this whole sugar crash thing that happens 2 hours later. You might not even notice that, but we've noticed because at this point we've had over 20,000 clients go through our coaching program, and it's one-on-one clients. So we are working with each individual. And so we've got such a great database of what happens with people. The next day, if somebody goes on a sugar binge, the next day is like, it's a write-off. Really? It feels like that for so many people.
What are the symptoms?
Just almost like depression syndrome, almost like depression symptoms. And it's like, they feel sad. They feel like they're just not going to get as much done, or they're not as productive. And I think it's really fascinating because it's the next day. Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, I have never realized that before, especially because I don't ever feel a crash from sugar, and I'm fit. So I work out and I don't really see a lot of negative side effects from sugar. But now that you mention it, I had a lot of sugar 2 days ago, and yesterday I just felt flat. And I was like, and I'm like, is it my hormones? I'm not PMSing. What is this? I'm going to test this.
Oh my gosh. No, it's 100%. You have to watch this because if this is happening for all of our thousands of clients, this is not like some random coincidence.
Yeah.
This is what happens. It's like, I call it a sugar hangover. I'm sure other people call it that as well. But it's that you wake up the next day, you're not feeling like yourself and you're just feeling off. And sugar tends to do that to us.
Well, that's a bummer because that's like
I know.
Semi-okay. I thought it was like one of the better dopamine-seeking behaviors that I could have. It's better than alcohol.
Totally. Honestly, everything's in balance, right? It's like what your mom was telling you back in the day. It's just like, you don't need to eliminate, but you should eliminate as much as possible.
Okay.
And then when you eliminate something, there has to be something that fills the space.
Okay.
You have to have something. So you have to be conscious because it's like, the universe abhors a vacuum. It'll just like put whatever happens to be there in front. So choose what you want to fill the space of if you normally have, this amount of sugar every day, make sure to have something different that you also really like.
Right. Okay. One thing that's helped me is after meals when I usually want some kind of reward or sweet treat, going on a walk really helps me. I feel like for me, it's like stimulating and it feels like a reward.
Totally.
To be able to just like get out, get fresh air, go on a walk.
I think that's amazing. It's a phenomenal habit. Like after you eat to go for a walk. And,
I know.
You know, for people that have pets, go play with your pet. Take the pet, if you have a dog, take the dog for a walk or, do something else that's not what, the quote unquote negative stimulus.
Okay. So ADHD people should not have sugar.
Well,
how do you,
a little bit, but
you should not have refined sugar in excess.
Yeah. There you go.
But also, let's keep an eye on that. Like those of you out there who have ADHD, let's try to take like a little mental note of how do you feel the next day? Yeah. Maybe it's not, because I always thought that it would have to be an immediate reaction.
No, that's what we're told.
Because that's what I see in little boys. When we're kids. My son, if I give him sugar, you're going to see his mood change or his mood is,
instantly.
Yeah. Okay. So what about things like caffeine? Is that okay?
I think caffeine's fine.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say that's anything negative about caffeine. Yes. I think caffeine in moderation is fine. It's a stimulant. Mm-hmm. A lot of people with ADHD swear by it.
Yeah.
Some people with ADHD who refuse to take medication are like 2 cups of coffee a day. That's their
their medication.
I'm a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with it. Like it's, my life is fine and my health is great. And, I think caffeine is fine. I don't like drink coffee at 3 p.m. That would wreck me.
Right.
But, in the morning, I think protein tends to be really good for us. And I know this is so common and everyone's like talking about protein, but it's really good for our brain.
Yeah.
And, it also creates, I think of it like a little blanket.
Yeah.
It just like creates this like soft, like kind of support where we're not feeling like we're like loose and like coming outside of the lines.
Right.
It just holds us.
Are there any other supplements that you'd recommend to somebody who has ADHD that maybe is wanting to avoid medication?
I don't recommend supplements because here's why. Some supplements are awesome for some people and they swear by it. And then we'll like talk about it to other people and they'll get sick or they'll just feel like really bad on it or just like, it wrecked their entire week or whatever. So I've stopped recommending supplements because every body is different.
Right.
But I really believe that I believe that diet is a big deal. I believe protein is awesome and, go low on the processed sugar and definitely get enough sleep, which is so basic.
I know.
And
but it makes a huge difference.
It does. Like if you think about people who that don't have ADHD, think about like anybody, like your sister. Okay. Yeah. She doesn't have ADHD.
Yeah, right.
But let's just say she didn't sleep or she got like 2 hours of sleep last night. What would her symptoms be the next day?
Yeah. It's probably crankiness or like sort of like ADHD symptoms, right? Inability to focus.
Yeah, she'd be irritable, inability to focus, maybe more impulsive, impatient, like all of these like ADHD symptoms. So then you have an ADHD person who doesn't get enough sleep. And sometimes it's because they're taking ADHD medication. But you put these two things together and it exacerbates every symptom.
Right. Well,
so sleep is a big deal.
It reminds me of when I first had my son. So I'm thinking about now being an ADHD person who has not been formally diagnosed, getting absolutely no sleep with my new baby, and then having the multitask that is mothering. What kind of tools and tips do you give to mothers with ADHD?
Wow, that's terrific. What did we do when we had our babies? You can't you have to get as much sleep as you can. And it sounds, number one, take some pressure off yourself and allow yourself, which is I think a big deal because a lot of people don't do this, allow yourself to nap when your baby is napping.
Yeah.
Like give yourself that.
Right.
When your baby's a newborn, you don't have to cook them meals.
True.
You don't, right? Like there's things that you don't have to do that you should take that time and 100% make sure you're sleeping if you can or resting. That's like number one.
It's so, I used to hate that advice. I'm not going to lie. It like triggered me when people would be like, sleep when the baby's sleeping, because especially with somebody with an ADHD brain, like I could be tired, but my brain is not going to take a nap.
So you have to, so that's fine. You just relax.
You just relax.
Like I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I'm not a napper and I'm not even a great sleeper, but I would just like lie down and close my eyes or listen to music. And that was a game changer.
I do feel like that's something that I've learned since having kids. I always thought like, I'm not even going to bother laying down because I know I can't nap. I'm not a napper.
You don't have to nap.
You actually, if you just lay down and like get rid of 90% of the stimuli, it actually makes a huge difference.
It recharges
really
you.
Even for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I love it. I love that you say that, and it's 100% true. You don't need to sleep.
Yeah.
So stop telling yourself to sleep.
That's even more stressful. Then you're like, I'm so broken.
I can't sleep. Why can't I sleep? What's wrong with me? Yeah. No, just chill. Just close your eyes and listen to music.
Yeah.
If you can't sleep, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And take that time. Don't think you need to do something else. That is like our number one downfall. It's like, oh, wait, let me just do this. Oh, no, I have to do that. Get that, like nix that.
Yeah.
And just relax. Like have a special time to relax, have a separate time to relax. That's just like this time. And you will definitely be more like higher functioning.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is being a taskmaster one of the symptoms of ADHD? I feel like checking things off a list. Is that an ADHD thing or is that just a me thing?
It's a you and a lot of other people thing. Okay. It's like a little bit, it's like, could be, I met this psychiatrist who like considered that like OCD.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, great. Now we've got this label. He's like, well, if you have to have these like to do things and you have to cross things out, well, that's OCD.
Right.
Well, call it whatever you will. It's gratifying. Right. And it's a dopamine hit, right?
It's just a dopamine hit is what it really is.
Yeah. But a lot of people with ADHD are not taskmasters and they have ADHD. So I think that's just like what we do.
Yeah. It's so interesting how it can look so different for men and women, but also just among women too. Totally. It just can look so different.
Yeah. It really does. That's why I'm a big believer in individualized help. Because there truly is no one size fits all.
Right. Yeah. How do you help people who feel like their ADHD has gotten in the way of their romantic relationships?
You figure out, like, we go back and we figure out how it got in the way. Because you can't just put a blanket on something like, well, this, like, how did you have affairs? Yeah. Were you like constantly looking at other people while you were with this person? Was this person just not interesting to you? They
have to be stimulating enough. Right?
There's a story in my book. It's called Breaking Up with Boredom. And it's a very short story about one of my fiancés who, he was like everything I thought I wanted. Everything. He was a doctor. He was like a really like good doctor at the head of his department. He was tall. He was really gorgeous. He was amazing. He was like what my parents thought I should marry.
Right.
Right. And he was the most boring person on the planet. But I was so caught up in who he was and what we were doing because he was able to afford, things I could never have afforded at the time. And like, he would take me traveling to like amazing places and it was so fun, but he was not fun.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like it sounds like one of the people that I've dated.
Right.
Like, I just feel like our story is probably, it's like the same,
I don't know.
Same story.
But like, that's, let's figure it out. So I really figured out that, go for the who, not the what. But I wouldn't have been able to figure that out had I not been aware that I was the stimulus and the dopamine of who this guy was and like what people were saying about him and the places we would travel and all of the exciting lifestyle.
Yeah, it's like, do I like him or did I like Italy?
Was it him or was it the what?
Yeah.
And so that was a huge thing. But you have to kind of dissect it a little bit. And once you dissect it and know what you've been going for and what you want to be going for, that's a game changer also.
Yeah.
Yeah. And write it down so you don't forget. That's really important because you might think, okay, I know I should be going for this kind of guy. And, this is like the kind of things that I want. But then when you meet another guy who's not that, and he's so hot and you're really into him, like you're going to forget all of everything. Yeah. And you'll just be like, wow, I really like you, even though you're very bad for me.
Dopamine is very blinding.
And it takes over. So just, it's good to write things down to remind yourself. I love that. That helped me so much. Yeah. And I'm like looking at this, I'm like, no, I can't go out with this guy again.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
Journaling. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's something that I feel like I also need to practice. Does memory suffer from ADHD?
Short-term memory. Yeah, because I don't even know. I wouldn't even say it's memory. People say it's a memory thing, but the truth is, I really believe it's like, we're just thinking of so many things all at the same time that it's really hard for one thing to like lock itself in that you like remember it later that day or the next day. It's really hard because there's like 50,000 things competing for your attention. You think about it like in a classroom, there's that one problem kid that's going to get all the attention. Yeah. So what are you going to remember? You're going to remember not what you have to remember. You're going to remember the most interesting, stimulating thing that's going on in your mind.
Totally. And sometimes the loudest thing is not the most important.
Usually it isn't. Usually it's exactly what you should be forgetting, right? Yeah. But no, we just like stick to it. So I talk about that in my book too. There's like a whole chapter on memory because I don't really think it's actually our memory. I think it's our attention.
Well, that makes me feel better. A little less broken too.
Yeah. No, you just have ADHD. Don't worry, it's fixable.
Let's end this segment on what are some good things that come with ADHD that normal muggles don't have.
Well, I first of all, I'm going to be so honest. I don't think ADHD. I think there's been talk where, ADHD is like this hidden superpower. Yeah. I don't actually believe that.
Oh man. That's what I was hoping. I hope you're going to tell me I was really special.
You are special, but you're not special because you have ADHD. You're special because you're awesome.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're awesome in many, many ways.
I'll take it.
And the thing is that like ADHD, honestly, and it's like what we were talking about earlier, how everyone feels like they have ADHD because everything is like chaotic and there's so much information and we have to remember so many things. And ADHD sucks. It really does. And it's painful and it's hard and it's not something that like should be minimized.
Yeah.
I don't really believe it's a superpower in any way. That said, it is totally manageable.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's like, if anything, it would be a superpower about it. Like, especially as a woman who has ADHD, we feel everything.
Yeah.
And I honestly, in my heart of hearts, like there's nothing more beautiful than that.
Yeah.
Because like that's our life. Like imagine going through life without feeling like everything is an emotional experience.
Yeah.
Right. And so women with ADHD, we do feel everything, and for better or for worse, but if you focus on the better and keep exaggerating and doing better and moving forward towards what you want and towards who you want and all of those things, like it gets like the feelings get bigger and better. And that is something that a lot of neurotypical people don't have.
Right.
And I think it's beautiful.
I do too. And I also think that you see a lot of women, especially later in life, that when they start to click on these things, whether even if they haven't gotten a formal diagnosis, but when they figured out kind of how to navigate the things that have held them back.
Yeah.
And things start falling into place, it's kind of miraculous the things that can happen. And like the feeling deeply is something that can be used in so many great ways.
Huge.
Yeah.
No, it's huge. And to really lock it in, because interestingly enough, we tend to feel the negative very deeply.
Yeah.
And the positive sort of just like goes right over our head. It's like, wait, fleeting. Did I do that? No, I didn't really do that. So like we help our clients like lock in and like really like focus on the positives that did happen, because
to savor them.
They do happen and they happen quite a bit. We just don't notice them because the negatives take a much more stimulating. They're more of a dopamine hit to focus on the negative because it's more pain is sharper than feelings of pleasure. Right. So part of it is also like really balancing yourself and learning how to acknowledge and focus on all of the awesome and creating more awesome, especially, is a big thing.
Well, I'm going to check out your coaching because I've never had ADHD coaching before, which I feel like is, I definitely could use probably some assistance, even just somebody to check in with. I feel like I need somebody to hold me accountable. That's not like my boyfriend, because I feel bad giving him that job.
You can't. That'll be like, that's like such a, you're not allowed to give it to your boyfriend, because like there's something that ruins relationships more than, it's like us telling our boyfriends what to do.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to work.
No, I don't like that.
It's not going to work.
So where can people find you? What's your book called? Where can we find your book?
So our coaching company is ADHDcoaching.com. It's really simple. It's the biggest and it's the best. The reason why we're as big as we are is because what we do works.
Yeah.
And it's cool because we don't lock anyone into anything. Like nobody needs to be here, but everyone stays because it's working. Yeah. So I love that. And the book is called Invisible ADHD, and it will be available September 9th.
Oh, okay. And is it on Audible?
It is on Audible.
Okay, good.
I just recorded it last month.
Is it your voice?
It is.
Oh, yay.
So, but this book is this book has over 100 coaching tips and techniques and systems in it. Like I held nothing back here. So it is all in one book. The stuff that's the tools and the techniques that are in this book have already been proven to work with thousands of people. So it's like, if even one works for you, your life will get better.
Yeah. So, amazing. Yeah. And I love that Dr. Amen wrote the foreword.
Yeah. The Amen clinics send us so many clients, again, because what we do, they've learned what we do works, and what they do works and what we do works. Yeah. So it's great.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
This was so
I think
fun.
So many people will get a lot out of that. I know I did.
Good. Yay. I hope so.